Hi everyone, my name is Rishad. Today is the 16th of June 2024. I'll be going over my weekly prediction for Nvidia. As usual, I'll be going over the monthly, weekly, and finally the daily charts, and then I'll switch over to the Excel sheet where we'll review last week's prediction and go over this one in more detail. But before getting into this video, it's important to make the disclaimer that all information here is completely educational and therefore it should be used in that manner. Make sure to conduct your own analysis, whatever analysis that may be, quantitative, technical, fundamental. Make sure you're comfortable with the analysis and the trading style, since you may not be comfortable with the risk and reward that I take and I prefer. So do it your own way and make sure you're comfortable with that. But with that out of the way, let's get into Nvidia. So we've been Nvidia is right now one of, if not the most popular stock on the market. It's risen phenomenally. But typically this is a sign that it's been overbought. This right here that we see on low volume, well, when we get to the weekly charts, on low volume, these rallies typically indicate shorts being covered. And that's not a good sign, since that typically would cause open interest to fall, and therefore, very weak interest in the market. RSI, however, clearly going up, ADX going up, blue line on top, very, very bullish, but these are all kind of laggy indicators. Typically, however, according to technical analysis, this would actually be contrarian, as we would expect a downturn in the near future. As I was mentioning, weekly data clearly shows that, this right here is more than 700 million shares not being traded in the week, but the week is closing nearly at the high. So this is typically indicative of short selling. The ADX is rising. These all indicators clearly show a bullish sentiment. Although since it has closed at the high, it's not reasonable to keep the buy entry at the high. But I've taken an arbitrary value, which is around 1% above the current spot price, and I'll go over that in the Excel sheet. And then the sell stop is just the low of this candle. Let me make sure. Yeah, this is the low of this candle. And that concludes our weekly chart analysis. Daily charts again further becomes even more obvious. Look at the level of low volume. If we zoom out here, this becomes very obvious. That day, very, very low volume throughout the whole week. The past 2-3 weeks have been on very, very low volume for Nvidia. ADX is rising. However, we can clearly tell from this that it's a very, very weak up rally. Likely it is short selling, or for whatever other factor. This clearly is an indication that we should see a reversal in the near future. Now, if I move to the Nvidia panel here, last week we made a profit of 1.46%, as we made a raw amount of $2,094.72, which brought our capital up to $146,014. So our total percent change has been 39.77%. So this actually doesn't make sense, because so this right here, so this should actually be around 46%. So that's not, I don't know why that's saying that, that's not right. Anyways, our current closing balance is at 46.04%. So over the time since we started it at 100,000, this should be at 46%. So this week, again, we'll arbitrary point of 133.2. We'll sell when it falls below the support at 117.01, which is the low of the current candle. Target of 2%, trailing stop loss. If neither are hit, then I'll just close on Friday. Both the weekly and monthly trends are up for Nvidia, however. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Enjoy, and I will see you in the next video.